What up, YouTube? It's me, Emma. I'm back and alive. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube clips from a lot of like YouTube studs and films that have clips on here or whatever. And they talk about like their coming out story. And I was like, yeah, I want to tell my coming out story too. Of course. So here goes. When I first came out, I didn't really give a fuck about what nobody else had to say except for like a few people in my life, like my two best friends, my grandma, my little sister, and my cousin, my favorite cousin. And for the rest of my family and friends, I could give a fuck. I could care less. So how I came out is one day I got a message from my ex-girlfriend on MySpace. And she was like, I've been looking for you. And I was like, how you looking for me? Well, we had known each other since the 3rd grade, but we lost contact after the 8th grade. So I was like, why is she looking for me? But I had heard she was gay or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I had hit her back like, oh, what's up? Like, whatever. And so I gave her my number and we was texting back and forth. Well, my two best friends also went to school with us. So they was like, wondering who I was talking to. So when I told them, it was like, really, what's that about? Because, I always liked girls ever since I was 14. But I was kind of like scared about, coming out as everybody is. So that just threw me off. But anyway, so I was texting her or whatever, and when I decided I wanted to be with her, I just came out and told my two best friends that, yeah, I want to be with her, and I like her, and this is what it is. I don't know, how long it's going to last or whatever, but this is who I am right now. This is who I am, who I feel comfortable being. And they basically told me, if you like it, I love it. I stand behind you 110%. And if that's what makes you happy, then that's what makes you happy. But my one best friend, she was like that. But the other one, she was like that too, but then she was like, oh girl, that's a phase thing, But I mean, if, it is what it is, that's how it is, but you're gonna grow past that. I was like, alright. So, how I told my grandma is, we were all just having a discussion one day about being gay or whatever, and she was like, if one of my kids was gay, I wouldn't, really treat them differently or whatever the case may have you, and I was like, oh really, so what if one of your grandkids was gay? And she looked at me and she was like, are you gay? And I was like, no, like, this is that she gave me that look. So I was like, wow. So then my girlfriend started coming around a lot. I would, be playing around my grandma, like, oh, grandma, my boo here. And she was like, who is that? And so I would be like, my girlfriend, I'd show her my girlfriend, I introduced him or whatever. And she never put two and two together. Until one day, my ex-girlfriend came over with her, stepsister, and they were on my couch like playing around, and so her stepsister was sitting on her, like holding her down. So my grandma walked in, and when she walked in or whatever, she saw them playing around. So after they had left or whatever, my grandma called me in the room and was like, is she gay? Is your friend gay? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, is that her girlfriend? And I said, no, that's her stepsister. And she was like, is that your girlfriend? And I said, I couldn't really speak. And she was like, oh, well, don't be playing with nobody's feelings, Lindsay. I was like, what do you mean by that? She's like, because I know that's not you, and I know that you're just experimenting right now, and just don't be playing with nobody's feelings. And I was like, you think I'm experimenting? She was like, yeah, it's just a phase you're going through. So I just left it alone. So like a few days later, she, was saying things to me of course, everybody's mom and grandma or whatever be throwing Bible verses at you, and she was saying, bringing me the Bible with the scripture in it about how homosexualism is like a sin and all this other stuff, and it's not Adam and Steve, it's Adam and Eve, and just saying some ridiculous things. And but eventually she came around. Like, my grandma loves me for who I am. That's my ace coon. She's great, and she loves anybody that I bring home. She doesn't place judgment on nobody, and she loves you just the way you are. And I love my grandma for that, because that's my heart. My little sister, on the other hand, she's 12. She understands what she understands. It hasn't changed the way she felt about me or looks at any of my friends differently. My sister's 12. What can she really do, She don't really feel a certain way or nothing. I talk to her. I'm very open with her. I tell her the real deal about everything. So I love my sister for that, too. As far as my cousin, he is the best. That's like my brother. He is far more concerned with me as a person, not who I'm with or who I love. And he accepts anybody in my life also, so I give props out to him. That's my nigga. So that's my coming out story. Oh, and eventually, for the rest of the people, I'm pretty sure they figured it out. My ex-girlfriend came to all the family functions on holidays and everything else, so nobody really ever said anything about it. I don't really give a shit about them anyway, per se, so I guess it is what it is. But if you have a coming out story, let me know. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will